Hi students, myself Abdurahman Karuthedath, Assistant Professor, Malabar College of Advanced Studies, Vengada. Today we will talk about preparation of resume for a job interview. At the very outset, let me ask you a simple question. Why a resume matters for a job application? The first thing is the first impression and the screening tool. When you submit a resume, that gives the first impression to the HR managers, and it is a screening tool for HR people. There will be hundreds of applications for a job interviews. Thousands of applications comes in a website of HR. So how do they screen? For that, you have to give a beautiful impression of yourself. Then only you have a chance to get selected. Then HR people always ask for standardized resume format. So when you have to have a resume, you have to keep a standard format. Then there will be a lot of application tracking system, HR application tracking system. When you write a resume, you have to include your keywords that we will explain later. What is keyword and how do we strategize and use keywords for getting better applications. So you have to include that keyword for that particular job, and that should be there in your resume. Along with that, LinkedIn profile is always not compatible to the resume, but resumes are always giving you who you are, the real who you are and what is your strength, weakness, and what is your qualification, etc. will be clearly given in resume. Now, this is a professional summary of yourself. Resume is always a personal marketing document. If you want to present yourself, if you want to market yourself as an employee, you can use your resume for that. It forces you to structure your skill, experience, and achievements clearly. So in resume, but if it is in a social media platform like a LinkedIn, you cannot exactly give what is your skill, etc. But it is a resume is just a single document where you can include everything in a single document. It is a guide. As an employer, they will look it as a guide for personal interview. Now, resume is an universally accepted tools for any job interviews. Say they will check your LinkedIn, they will check your some other social media accounts, but resume is a standardized form. Everywhere it is accepted. Every recruiters ask for a resume, so it will act as a business card for your job. Now, it shows your effort. A resume will show your effort very seriousness. So a well-tailored resume shows that you care about your role, that particular job. Actually, you want to impress the company. You want to impress the human resource HR managers. For that, you need to show that you are very serious about that particular job. So your resume is actually your representative, your marketing tool. For that, you can showcase yourself. So you need to show that you are very actively interested in that particular job. Then only you have a chance to get selected. And sloppy or generic or single resume will show that you have no much effort and you have no much interest in that particular job. So you need to use a standardized forms of resume. And many recruiters admit that they reject candidate just because the resume look unprofessional. So we need to use very professional resumes. So resume is matter because it is the marketing tool. It is the tool where you can showcase yourself in front of HR managers. Now, we will move to the second segment where how to get ready to write a resume. Even before writing a resume, we need to have a proper plan of resume. We will discuss that in this particular segment, how to get ready to write a resume. Because we need a lot of mental work, a lot of physical work for writing resume. It's not a childish work. So first thing is self-reflection. Dear students, you have to think about yourself. Say, we need to take 1 week at least to think about yourself and understand everything and write down, take a note of who you are and what are your skills, what are your strengths, what are your qualities. Please note it down. So that particular point is very, very, very important. Even just going to the writing a resume, first we have to make a self-reflection and know ourselves. For that, what are the things you need to note down? First is your skill. When we talk about skill, we have two types of skill. One is technical skill and soft skill. We will discuss that later in detail. Then identify your strength and unique qualities. Please note it down in a notebook. Then think about your career goals. What kind of job are you targeting? Now, collect your experiences, academic projects, internship, part-time job. Sometime you would have done a part-time job, volunteering works like NSS, NCC, Bhumitra Sena, or like any volunteering job you have done inside the campus, maybe in +2 or SSLC or in college, wherever it is. And some of the leadership role you have done, like maybe you will be the coordinator or you will be conducting so many programs. For that, get the certificate from the department, get the certificate from the college or institutions, and please add that into your resume. Before going to the resume, please try to collect that resume and keep it in your hand, event organized, etc. Now, achievement, not just duties. When you write as achievement, organized, college fest with the 50 participants is just an example. Instead of writing just coordinated this particular event, instead you can write with action verb. We will discuss action verb later. Then gather data, roles, responsibilities, outcomes, etc. And please note down. Don't directly go to writing resume. Instead, you can note it down in a small paper. Now, search job descriptions. Look at the job posting in your field. So, what kind of job you are going to, you're looking for applying? For that, you have to have a clear mindset and goal, and apply only that particular, prepare a resume only for that particular jobs. So, look at the job position in your field and highlight the keywords. As we have discussed in previous slide, the keywords. Keywords are very important because there are a lot of application tracking system for the HR companies. Companies are looking for resume through application tracking system. So they will look into the keyword. Let me exemplify. If you are looking for a marketing manager, you have to write the responsibility as a marketing manager. In your resume, there will be a word called marketing manager. In your experiences, in your then job looking for, in your career objectives, etc. Then only you have a chance to get your resume, have a chance to get selected as per application tracking system. So we need to properly design our keywords. Say it may be HR manager or a marketing manager or a marketing executives, etc. Whatever job you're looking for, that keyword must be there in your resume. Then only your resume will be there in the application tracking system. Now, choose resume format. Now, we have already written all our strength, weakness, your experiences, etc. Now you go to the format. What kind of format you have to choose? There will be three kinds of, generally there will be three kinds of resume format. One is chronological format, another one is functional format, and combined or combination or hybrid format that we will discuss later. Now, how to get ready to write a resume? That is, next we have to think, we have to start writing. So initially we have discussed why resume important, and then we discussed how do we start thinking, our thinking process and the planning process. Now we are going to the action, how to get ready to write a resume. First thing is prepare the supporting document. Dear students, dear job seekers, we need to prepare a supporting document first. LinkedIn profile, very, very, very important, because every companies are looking for your LinkedIn profile. Keep certificate, transcript, project report in handy, and in copy, you have to keep a copy of all those things in a file. It is in an order. So how do you keep that? To keep that, first you say certificate, highest qualification first. Suppose you have completed degree, then the degree certificate first year, second year, third year, then the final certificate, then go to the +2 certificate, then go to your 10th standard certificate. Now, after that, you keep your experience certificates. say your job experience, any part-time jobs or any job experience certificate, you keep it behind. Then after, you keep all your awards and recognition certificate. Then you have a compact file for any resumes, for any job interviews. Whenever they ask, you can directly pull it out and then can give. Create a resume folder in your laptop and resume folder for a file. That is what I said. You have to create a file plus a resume folder in your laptop. Now, mindset before writing a resume. Think of resume as your marketing tool. It's not an autobiography. So resume is not to write all your stories, but briefly explain who you are. Because it's a marketing tool, you need to attract the other people, because resume is not writing to give you all the full story. That maybe you can in interview you can say that, but it is resume is maybe 1 or 2 pages where you have to present yourself as a beautiful person looking for a job. Then 1 page is usually enough for freshers, but tailored resume for each job and stand the same version. Please don't give same versions of resume everywhere, because they understand, because there is application tracking system. Otherwise also, giving same resume everywhere will not make a professional sense. Now, we have discussed all the planning process. What are the components of resume? What are the matters should be there in a resume? First thing is contact information. At the header, contact information. In the top, one side you can put a photo, the other side your full name, phone number, WhatsApp number, active number should be active, WhatsApp if applicable, professional email, LinkedIn profile, and the other side on the header you can give a beautiful photo, a professional photo. When you give photo, the background should be professional. You should see what is the background, and should be a professional background like a blue or white, etc. Then the second aspect of your resume is career objective. So how do you design your career objective? You have to write down your career objective. Career objective should be matching to that particular role. Whatever role you have to, the application is called for, based on that, you have to write your career objective. That's what I said. You should change your career objective based on the roles for which the applications are called for. So objective for freshers, it may be short to 2 to 3 lines about career goals and skill. Whatever skill, when you write, if you are a fresher, look at what are the skill you have and what are the job you are looking for. But if you are an experienced, you can write this many experience you have and you are looking for what job you are looking for in a higher level. Now, the third thing you have to include here is your educational qualification. That is called educational profile. So, in educational profile, it is better to write in a columnar form, and the highest degree should be written first. So, what are the things you have to mention in your educational qualification is, first, what is your degree, from which institutions or organization you have completed, what is your grade, etc. These 3 is very, very important. One is your degree, another one is the college or institution, and the third one is your mark or your grade. Then year of pass also, sometime year of graduation also will be given, and your CGPA and relevant courseworks, etc. Now, the fourth is skill profile. You have, dear students, these things we have to understand very clearly. We need to bifurcate what is your technical skill and what is your soft skill. The technical skills are like a softwares, tools, lab, techniques and programming languages, etc. But soft skills are communication skill, teamwork, leadership, problem solving, etc. But when one of the major mistake what we do is we include everything together. But instead, we have to bifurcate between your technical skill and a soft skill. And you have to give 2 headings separately for your skill profile. Now, next component is your experience profile, if any. If you are a fresher, please don't give that here. But if you have any part-time job, please give it, okay, because you need to impress your HR. So your experience profile, part-time jobs, freelancer, volunteers works, etc. Use bullet point and use action words. Action verbs, that is very, very important. So designated, how do we use this action words? Designated, led, achieved, improved. So show achievement, not just responsibility. For example, let me exemplify. Suppose if you are an NSS coordinator in a college, you just don't write I was NSS coordinator this much year, this many year. But instead, you can write I was the coordinator of NSS, by which we could construct 2 houses for needy people of our locality, and we have cleaned that, constructed, cleaned, and we have given classes. That is action word. So designed, led, achieved, improved, and what is the impact of your process? But instead, if you write only that particular, say I was the coordinator, I have conducted, that is wrong. Instead, you can write action words, use action words, and write what is the impact of your responsibility to the society or to the class or to the community or to the college, wherever you are. So you have to be very careful about these action words. Next is projects. Say, try to include all your projects, maybe you have done in your degree level or a +2 level, into that resume. Academical or personal projects, include title, a role, tools used for that project, outcomes, and financial model. A small example, developed a financial model for a startup ideas, improving cost predictions accuracy by 20%, etc. Now, experience, certificate and trainings, online courses, Coursera, or like any online courses you have done. If you have done any online courses, that is very, very important. You have to show that. And moreover, students, please do online courses, because that will help. Majority of the companies are looking for self-learners, because your time to go to the college is over. So they are looking for the self-learners. So self-learners are usually do the online courses. So online courses like Coursera, Swayam, etc. Plenty of courses are available through online. Please do that. And please try to do a job that is matching your job profile. Now, achievements and award, scholarship, competition winning, leadership positions and publications, etc. Even at the college level, whatever achievements you have, please note it down in a paper and put it down in your resume. Extracurricular activities you have participated, sports, clubs, volunteering, events management, etc. Any extracurricular activities, only include if it is a transferable skill, like leadership skill or teamwork, creativities, etc. Even a sports person, if you are a sports person, you can include that in your resume. The final thing is your references. Usually, it is very, very important to write. One thing you have to be very careful is, when you write references, you have to get permission from your referees. Whoever may be your teacher, you just call them and say, sir, I would like to give your name as a reference into my resume. It's called for IBM, or because references are very important. When you give references, there will be a small mail to your referee. He will ask in detail, because in this AI time, there are a lot of software available, software for reference checking. If you fail in the reference checking, you have a chance to lose your job. There are a lot of examples. I know a lot of examples where people lost their job because of the reference checking. So if you give wrong reference checking, and if that person is not picking call, and if that person say he has not taken permission from me, then you lose your job. So it may happen maybe after 2 months of your job entry. So it will definitely disappoint you. So dear students, when you give references, please ask the permission and give their name, contact details, email ID, WhatsApp number, everything, and designations, etc. Please try to give a highly designated person as a referee. And if for a fresher, sometime it may not be important, and you can write resume instead of giving reference. You can say, write if it will be given only if you ask. In the first page, the strongest info, say like your summary, your education, skill, etc. Second page, page 2, supporting infos. So that is how, if there are 2 pages for the resume, first page should be your strongest info, like your education, your skill, your internships, etc. And the second thing is your projects, achievements, certifications, etc. Use consistent font. Very, very important. See, nowadays people are just giving resume to the ChatGPT. Please avoid preparing resume using ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you a lot of fancy languages, but companies are not looking for such kind of people. Companies are looking for genuine people. So font is very important, spacing is very important, bullet styling is very important. Use common bullet style. Keep margin balanced so it's look professional, not overcrowded. Don't keep the resume in crowded format. Keep margins 1.5 margin you can give, and for between each heading you can give additional margins, etc. And there are golden rule. Now we will move to the golden rule for a good resume writing. Keep it in 1 page if you are fresher. 2 page maximum if experienced. If you are a fresher, just keep it in 1 page. Use simple, clear formatting, not fancy font, graphic, unless it's a creative field. Tailored for the job descriptions. Say give resume according to the job descriptions it is called for. Say for example, if a job called for is a marketing executive, you give all your details assigned or aligned to the marketing executives. Then proofread for grammar and spelling errors. If you ask me how many times I have to proofread and grammar errors proofread, I will say 5 times before sending your resume. Please read your resume line by line. If needed, change it. Because we learn by trial and error, not at a time. So please read your resume minimum 5 times and make it correct, make it professional. Spelling error have to be avoided, because when the HR see a spelling error, that definitely matter to the HR, because they feel like you are not a person who is not taking care of your role much. So these are the things you need to take care. Now the final part of this particular discussion is type of resumes. There are different types of resumes. The first one is chronological resumes. What is chronological resume? Almost all the resumes are same, but only few differences. What is chronological resume? It is list your experience in the reverse order, most recent first. Say your experience. If actually chronological resumes are used by experienced people, steady career path, strong work internship history, uses chronological resume. So they will say, for example, those job they have done in 2025 first, then 24, 23, 24, like that, 23, 20, 19, 18. That is how the chronology works. So last one is first in your experience profile. So usually these kind of resumes are used by highly experienced people. Now, functional resume. The second type of resume is functional resume. Usually it is focused on skill and abilities rather than work history. Freshers can use functional resume. Usually functional resumes will focus on the skill that particular person has rather than the job experience. So once you have a job experience, you can go for chronological resume. So if you are a fresher, you can go for functional resume, where you have to showcase your skill more. And the third one is combination or hybrid resume. What is hybrid resume? Hybrid resume is suppose a person, he has more skill and he has more experience also. For that, they can use chronology for writing in their experience and showcase their skill also. So it is a combination of functional and chronological resume. So these are the resume. They are basically used by those people who have long years of experience and having enough skill in that particular field. And another one is targeted resume. What is targeted resume? It is a resume customized for a specific job. Say, for example, an IT professional, say business analyst. Business analyst should have certain skill, certain qualities also. So we need to write our resume focusing exclusively to that particular skill. So what are the skills needed for a business analyst? We have to note it down. And whatever skill we have according to that particular job descriptions, look at that and write your skill. So that is targeted resume. Targeted resume focusing only to that particular job. But chronological resumes and functional resumes, sometimes you can send to common jobs. But these are some of the specialized jobs where people are looking for specialized people. Okay. Now, creative resume. This is a final resume type. Creative resumes are actually for designers, for art field, etc. Usually designed with the graphic colors, infographics, etc. I have a small advice that if you are applying for a job, not for the design job, please don't use much graphics, much visuals, etc. in your resume. Colorful resumes are not as a standardized professional way when you are looking for non-designed, non-creative jobs, say like a marketing, finance, HR, or IT jobs. They are not expected to give you in visually designed graphics, color resumes. But if you are creative, if you are looking for a creative job like a designs, etc., you can use this kind of creative resumes where you can use a lot of graphics, visuals, etc. Now, so dear students, we have discussed in detail how do you plan your resume and what are the things you need to keep in mind before writing resume, how do you plan accordingly, then what are the content of a resume. We have to be very careful about the content of the resume because it should be precise, brief, font should be taken care, and it should be a tool for impress yourself in front of the interview board, because resume stands for you. That is the representative. Before start interview, resume is the real representative of yourself. So maybe the first impression is the best impression. Looking at the resume, they must get impressed. Wish you all the best. Thank you for patient listening.